After years of being apart, childhood sweethearts Emily and Jack find themselves reunited at a mutual friend's wedding. It had been over a decade since they last saw each other, but as soon as their eyes locked, it was as if time had stood still. They exchanged pleasantries, catching up in each other's lives over the years. Emily had pursued her passion for art, and Jack had become an entrepreneur. Both had successful careers, but something was missing in their personal lives. As the night went on, they found themselves gravitating towards each other. They danced together, laughed, and shared stories from their childhood. The more they talked, the more they realised that they still harboured deep feelings for each other. It didn't take long for them to find a quiet corner where they could talk alone. As they gazed into each other's eyes, they knew that there was something special between them that they couldn't ignore. Emily spoke first. "Jack, do you remember the time we sat by the river and talked about our future together? We promised each other that we would always be there for each other no matter what. But we both went our separate ways, and I always wondered what could have been." Jack nodded. "I remember that day like it was yesterday. I thought about you often, but I didn't want to come back into your life without knowing that I had something to offer you. I couldn't be just another guy." Tears began to roll down Emily's cheeks. "But Jack, you were always more than just another guy to me. You were my first love, my best friend, and the person who knew me better than anyone else." As they held each other, memories of their past flooded back. They relived the days when they would sit on the hillside and watch the sunset, listening to their favourite songs. They remembered the bike rides, exploring the woods, and the summer nights when they would sneak out to the beach. It was like they had never been apart, and yet so much had changed. Emily had grown into a strong, independent woman who was confident and fulfilled. And Jack was now a man who had learned from his mistakes and was ready to make amends. As they talked into the early hours of the morning, they knew that they had a lot of work ahead of them. They had to confront the reasons why they went their separate ways in the first place. Emily had never shared her struggles with anxiety and depression, and Jack had been consumed by the pressures of his business. They both had let their fears and insecurities keep them apart for far too long, but as they opened up to each other, they realised that they could overcome anything together. They made a promise to each other that they would never let their past mistakes get in the way of their future. And so, they started a new chapter together. They moved to a small town by the beach, where they could still be close to their respective careers, but also leave room for the things that truly mattered. They got married on the beach, surrounded by their closest friends and family, with the sun setting in the background. It was everything that they had dreamed of and more. Their love had stood the test of time, and they knew that they had found their happily ever after, because sometimes the only thing that matters is the love that we carry in our hearts forever.